The clippers buzz off. Marcus has cut your hair every other Saturday for 11 years. He thinks you manage a warehouse. He has no idea you're worth $370 million. Your phone lights up. 4 words. Site approved. Permits cleared. You turn it face down. Storm's rolling in tonight, Marcus says. Yeah, you say. The wealthiest man who's ever sat in this chair is getting a $6 haircut, and nobody knows it. You built it that way on purpose. You're 24, stocking shelves at a hardware store for $34,000 a year. You grew up above your uncle's auto shop, in 2 rooms where the heat never reached the back wall. People look at that life and see nothing. You grew up inside that nothing. One afternoon you pass a self-storage lot on the edge of town. Half the units are empty. The owner, an old man named Russo, has been trying to sell for 2 years. Nobody wants it. You see something else. 80 units, a fenced lot, a waiting list nobody's checking. You got money, kid? Russo asks. Not much. You hand over $9,400, everything you've saved since 16. You walk out owning 80 units and a debt bigger than anything you've signed before. That summer you rekey every lock yourself, patch the fence, paint the rust. You raise rent $15 a unit. Nobody leaves. First month's collections clear, $3,100. You count it twice in your truck. You tell no one. That's the last time silence feels like an accident. 1 lot becomes 3, then 9. You learn the lesson underneath it all. People's stuff doesn't move. The rent shows up whether you're working or sleeping. $30,000 a month, then $70,000. You don't spend it. You buy the next lot. Then the boring businesses nobody wants. A car wash, a vending route, a few laundromats people drive past without seeing. An old coworker laughs when you tell him. Storage units. Better you than me. You let him laugh. You don't mention the number. Her eyes stop. Would you like our private banking suite? I'm good here, you say, and go stand in the regular line. Because you've watched what happens once people know. A guy you used to work with sold his business, told everyone, and spent the next year fielding calls from cousins and old friends with sudden emergencies. He spent more energy saying no than enjoying yes. So you stay quiet. The story stays small. Storage units, nothing special. Because the day people learn the real number, they stop seeing you and start seeing the money. It's your 52nd birthday. Nobody calls. You drive to a dealership you've never visited. A silver Porsche sits under the lights. A salesman named Derek looks at your jacket, your boots, and decides who you are before you speak. You sit in the car anyway. For a second, you don't want the car. You want Derek to know what you've built. He checks his phone, already looking past you. You drive home in the same pickup. You sit in the dark driveway, 52 years old, $370 million, and for 1 minute you almost traded your privacy for someone's recognition. Then you choose the silence again. Nobody forced that. You did. Your closest friend, Danny, calls one night, quiet for a long stretch before he asks to borrow $1,500. You could wire him 50 times that without blinking. Instead, you meet him at a diner and slide an envelope across the table. No rush. You could fix everything for him. You don't. Because the day you fix it, you stop being his friend and become the man he owes. Months later, he pays you back in 10s and crumpled 20s, proud of himself. You take it. That part stays with you longer than anything else that year. Your mother still lives above the old shop. She tucks a $20 into your coat every Sunday in case you need it. You take it every time. She thinks you're doing okay for yourself. You let her keep thinking it. Her name was Renee. 3 years together. She asked why you never spent money, never talked about work, and decided you were hiding someone else. You weren't. You were hiding the money. She stood in the doorway, one hand on the frame. What are you not telling me? You said nothing. You let her walk out. It was easier than the truth. That same morning, you'd closed on a $14 million portfolio. There was no one to call. Not Danny, not your mother, not Renee, not a single person alive. The list of people you could tell had gotten shorter and shorter. Now it's just you, eating dinner alone most nights. Built that way. One quiet decision at a time. It happens on a Thursday. You're kneeling at your very first lot, fixing a broken gate motor yourself, at 58 years old. Your accountant calls. It crossed this morning, $370 million net. Okay, You say. You finish tightening the bolt. A tenant waves through her car window, unaware. You wave back. Your first deposit was $3,100, counted twice. This number, you don't count at all. You sit on the same curb you poured concrete for 34 years ago. You thought arriving at this number would feel like something. It feels like a Thursday. The only person who knows is your accountant, 3 states away. You've never met her. The people who mattered never knew the number, and she never knew you. Back in Marcus's chair that Saturday, he spins you toward the mirror. Good? You look at yourself. Same jacket, same boots. $370 million. Good, you say. You hand him a 20 and tell him to keep it. Sitting in the truck after, you think about Danny's 10s on the diner table, your mother's 20 in your jacket, Renee's hand on the doorframe, the birthday nobody knew about. If you could go back to that storage lot at 24, knowing exactly what it would give you and exactly what it would cost, would you do it again? The answer comes faster than you'd like. Yes. You start the truck. You pull out of the lot.